I started a new recording there. Just give me 1 second. Open up a file real quick. Yeah, my only other little problem today is I printed a document earlier and the ink was fading. So yeah, you may not get any printouts of anything today, so everything will just be visible on the screen. I'll see if I print it out, and maybe it might work. I might send it to the other printer because that I put in a fresh black cartridge, and then like the software, the firmware just kind of went. So yeah. Anyway, 1 second. Just trying to pop out that chart here so I can monitor the chart because people have been. There's no scene. All right. Okay. Sorry, guys. Okay. So that's up and running. I can see you all quite clearly. You all can hear me. Good. Okay. Cool. All right, folks. Good afternoon. So we within 2 weeks for the exam, right? Less than 2 weeks, so we know what's going on, right? So let me just recap what I was saying a little while ago, just to make sure everybody who is here now, right? If anybody comes after, well, hard luck. They go how to just figure it out. No, I'll send a WhatsApp. Don't worry. Right. We are here Wednesday, 23rd of April. As you know, the exam is here, the 6th of May. So we have literally less than 2 weeks to go, right? We have class today, none for the rest of the week. And then next week, we have class as per usual, Monday and Wednesday. But those are the last regular days of class, all right? Thereafter, as you can see, because the exam is on the Tuesday, I have put you off for double sessions every day, right? So as you can see, the time, say 10 to 12 and 1 to 3, right? Now, on the Thursday, Friday, and possibly the Saturday, I might be able to do an extra session. And of course, on the Monday, I know you all have English A in the morning, and most of you all have Spanish in the afternoon. I will finish about 3 o'clock. So then to come here, hey Tiana, how you doing? Yeah, to come here for 4 o'clock to do 4 hours of PoA thereafter will be a bit of a challenge. So again, I leave it to you. I'll say it again. This is your exam season. You have to manage your time, your energy, your sanity yourself, right? I will just make these sessions available. If you all have any suggestions or if anything seems unrealistic or another time is more convenient, let me know. If I can accommodate, I will. If I can't, well, you have my channel and all my replays available to you, right? And me via WhatsApp usually. Okay? Yeah. So, and then thereafter, for those of you who do maths with me, which is, well, most of y'all, right? So the PoA will end at 12, right? So if you could get here for 1, then great. We could start from 1 o'clock and do maths till 8 o'clock. And in the next 2 days, we here whole day, 10 to 12, 1 to 3, 4 to 6, and then half 6 to half 8. So we'll get 10 or 11 sessions in. I will try my best to not have the costs increase, even though this number of sessions will. All right. So yeah, I will try to deliver on that promise as best I can. All right. Yeah, apart from that, so that's about it. So classes as per usual up to next week, Wednesday, and then thereafter, we doing double sessions every day until the exam. Now, today, I want to tackle an easy topic, which is the receipts and payments account, right? Next week, I want to hit bank recs Monday and Wednesday. Thereafter, we have a little list here. We have stock valuation, budgets. Well, I'm doing receipts and payments today. So stock valuation could be here. Budgets could be here. We could do errors here. We could do employees pay here. And then the day before the exam, well, we could see what y'all want to do that day, right? Can't do everything that day. Hard luck. Yeah, we could do that. We could try the most recent ones and see what they brought and how they brought. We could try some of the irregular questions too, but the day before the exam is not the day you want to try and put up your brain too much. You want to kind of maintain it. What's that? Well, we'll see if there is such a thing that is recent and relevant, because that has to be part of what we do as well, right? So yeah, so of course, if anybody has any questions, comments, queries, suggestions, criticisms, I'm quite open to it. All right, so that's that. I will try to see if I can do like a little PDF and send it to you all so you could share with your parents and thing too. And if anybody didn't add maths or anybody didn't add maths, we're trying to put a set of advanced sessions available to facilitate people revising. Now, the PoA paper 1 is here on the 20th of May, right? Which is a Tuesday. And of course, they have bio and IT the day before. Econ paper 2 the same day, and physics and econ paper 1 a couple days after. So I know it might be difficult for most of you all to come to any paper 1 sessions, but I'm sure we could work out something where we could come to at least a few, because I don't want you going in blind, right? I always say the paper 1 is a bit of a fast because the questions repeat ridiculously. Last year was the only year they brought new things in that they just changed 1 or 2 figures here and there. The concept was the same, right? And even if you can't make it to class, I have all those. I have the most recent ones, like the 2020s from Jan 2020 all the way to May 2024. I already have those things pre-recorded. I'll do the Jan 2025 and include that as well, all right? So if you can't make it to that, I can make that available to you, right? Anyhow, and then after that, for the maths is the last one. But of course, they have Geo, which I know some of you all do. But I know some of you all do TD as well. Advanced paper 1. Anybody here doing HSB? Human and Social Biology. And French and Chem. So I know some of you all will be absent a couple of days. I mean, we can't help that. They can't come to everything, all right? Anyhow, yeah, and then that's it. The 6th of June, that's it. 1 month after your PoA exam, you are done exams. Right, that's 4 weeks and a couple of days. So yeah, it'll start. It'll be fast and furious, and then it'll be over. And then there's life after exams, which you have to navigate. Anyhow, that being said, let me pull up what I want to do today. So like I said, today I want to do an easy day. Unless you all have any other suggestions, right? Okay, so hold on. Let me just one more time. So I want to do bank recs Monday, Wednesday. Thursday, we could do stock valuation. Friday, we could do budgets. Saturday, we could do, what was the other one, boy? Payroll. Sunday, we could do, what was the other one we didn't do yet? Cooperatives, we could, errors. We didn't do errors. Oh, shucks. Right. Okay. So bank recs, errors, budgets, stock valuation, payroll, and then Monday as well. Good. We all have to do? Lord have mercy. All right. We get done. Go for it. Take away the what, sorry? But can you withstand doing a triple session 3 days in a row? You didn't do every day for the crash course. Right.
But last week, yeah.
Last week? That was 1 day. We're talking about 4 days in a row of 3 or 4 sessions, yeah?
No, but the last week Wednesday I did 6 hours there.
Right. So the question, right? No, yeah, guys. This week is just today. Next week we have class all week. All right. Somebody was asking in the chat. Next week is all week, right? Okay. Yeah. Sorry. Let me except Tuesday. Yeah, Tuesday I'm doing a Cape crash course. Tuesday, and then the first half of Wednesday. Yeah. Well, yeah, I sent you. No, not just because of that. People were asking, and I had to kind of do it because my Form 6's exam clash with all your maths exam. So I can't, if I have to do sessions with them, I can't do maths with all of them. And I can't do all of that. Right? Exactly. So yeah, so we had that. Where my file?
It's on the same day.
Same day, same Friday the 9th? Yeah.
Same time.
AM. Both of them in the morning, yeah.
Oh, that's just
Yeah, I agree. Hello, Valentino online.
why they would do that.
18 over vibes. Well, one is Cape, one is C6, so it have no clash.
Yeah, but I mean at the same time.
Well, they don't cater for us, you know. They just have their own plans. Anyhow, right, cool. Where's my file? Hold on, guys. Sorry. I know I have something I want to do today. It should be right here. Oh, there you go. Cool. So let's copy that. And we'll put it here. All right. Now, I know you might be seeing 2023, but let me just reassure you that exam-wise, didn't really bring it. All right, so January, let's zoom in a little bit. Right, so no receipts and payments here. Right, Jan 2024. So I'll pull it from there. So I mightn't have that one on the current PDF, but I'll pull it from there. 2023, no receipts and payments. 2022, no receipts and payments. 2021, nope. I have to convert to a PDF first. This is an Excel file. Yeah, so if I send it to your phones, it'll just be a mess. Yeah, and then prior to 2019, I wouldn't take it on because the syllabus changed. How you doing? Well, as you can see, once in about 7 years, right? And that was in January. Receipts and payments. Right. Now, last year, it didn't come. Budget. No paper 2 because of COVID. You only have paper 1. Paper 1 and SBA. Yeah. Trust me. No, trust me. You don't want that. Because everybody knew the answers to the paper 1 who had access to online and did the work. And the SBA, again, is as fast. Anyhow. So, yeah. No receipts and payments there. Right, 2020. Did I not see it here just now? 2023? Well, no, 2022. Look at it. Yeah, it's not here, right? The 2022, 2024 Jan. Yeah, it's not here either. And 2019, right. And 2019 was a different style. It was running balance. I'll show you. You kind of do because when the bank statements and bank recs come, that's how they come. Yeah. So as you can see, receipts and payments hasn't come very often. And prior to that, it was before the syllabus changed, so they had lots of stuff that not relevant to you right now. Right. So as you can see, it's not many things we have available in any case to go from. Right. Okay. Cool. So where was I? There was I. Right. Possible questions. Cool. So 2022 May and 2024 Jan, right? Okay, cool.
Well, I don't know if she said that, but she just messaged me saying I'm coming, by the way.
All right, cool. Yeah, I had to go to Cambridge Papers to pull questions for you all to do. This one is from 1999.
Oh, lovely.
Yeah. Miracle Charity is Jan 2017 to tell you how far back I had to go for that. And even a couple of these I don't even do anymore because they're just a little too out there. As this one, as the PPP, People's Political Party, yes. And this one was just kind of weird. So anyhow, Yuri. All right. Right. Give me a second. Right. So I just need to pull the 2024 Jan and 2022 May papers, right? Give me a sec. Hey Zaid, what's going on? How is life after SEA, sir? Enjoying it? What have you been up to? Jan 2023. Question 3. All right, cool. Question 3. Right. Okay, cool. All right. So let me just extract that page, those pages, sorry. Right. Receipts and payments. Do I have it here? No, I didn't put it for the crash course. Okay, cool. That's my time. Receipts and payments. Right. And 2024. Right. And then we need May 2022 people. It was 2022 was pressure. Yeah, 2022 was a serious year, boy. That was the year they brought the absorption cost in the first time. And it was brought so horrendously they had to scrap the question from the paper. Clearly, they did not know what they were doing or how to do it properly. You know, I'll be real bitter about that. Always be wasting people's time, man. Not always, sorry. CXCs. I just look. The only one I used to ever predict was partnerships. Prior to 2021. Yeah, because the syllabus is so large, right? The syllabus is so big. It's difficult to put. See, we're gonna come when. You know? So I recently actually did I asked ChatGPT. So what is that same file you saw me have there? I converted it to a PDF and I uploaded it to ChatGPT and I asked it to look for patterns or most likely questions. And I put those things up on Instagram. I have them as screenshots on my phone. So I'll see if I can send it to you all in the chat now. But again, to me, it's anybody's guess. I wouldn't hold any what's that? What want I say there? I wouldn't. No. You're right. So yeah, if you look at it, if you look at the past papers, right? There's no income statement here, right? There's a partnership income statement, right? But it was short compared to how it used to be, right? No balance sheet, right? No income statement or balance sheet in 2023. Bank rec, manufacturing, business plan, absorption cost, blah. 2021, income statement, and it was short because they had some ratios to do with it first, right? No balance sheet, right? 2019, right? You had a balance sheet there, you had a partnership income statement. Again, it was short. I did that one today. You had a piece of a balance sheet there. Even in 2018, cash book, ratios, control accounts, partnership, manufacturing, right? But that's in May papers, right? Depreciation. This income statement is just a trading section, right? So it's not a bunch of adjustments or anything, right? Balance. This one they gave you the balance sheet and you had to work out some missing figures, right? Payments, right? No income statement. 2023. No income statement, no balance sheet. 2022. Balance sheet, statement of financial position. Okay. And it couldn't have been that big because it was part C to our question. 2021, right? 2021 was the last time they brought an income statement with a down. And then they brought a piece of a balance sheet. Normally, they bring the whole balance sheet. Right? 2020, income. Right. So this one was also similar to it. It was a decent question, but not like how it used to be. And even in 2019, right? 2019 amount adjustments. That was a good one. 2018, audit of liquidity. They never brought it before and never brought it since then. And even before that, when there were still 7 questions, look, this whole paper, partnerships, stock valuation, service organization income statement. So that was not like a real one, you know. Depreciation, manufacturing, and non-profit balance sheet. So even before that, right, this one was a good one. It was decent. It wasn't the great best. This one was all right. So to me, if you bring an accounting exam and you have neither a proper income statement nor a proper balance sheet, to me, they wasted time setting the exam. As far as I'm concerned, the point of the whole syllabus, in my opinion, is to produce financial statements. Yes, you have to know everything else. But again, that's a whole discussion for a different time. And they'll watch me on shops because I don't have enough letters behind my name. That's okay. Bharat have 11 letters. No, sorry, 9 letters. And Christopher have 11. So tell them how little. Right. Anyway, guys, sorry, I'm taking kind of long to do my thing there. Where was I? There was I. Right. Okay. Let me extract. What is that petty cash book? There's no receipt and payments. What's petty cash? Why do I have it as receipts and payments? 2022 May? Oh no, question 2. I watching question 1, yes? I'm silly. All right, cool. right, cool. One, two, three, four, five, six, seven. So I'll do 8 copies. All right. All right, so we're gonna send us in the chat too. Sorry. All right, let's see if it prints. Current view. All right. Okay, ladies and gents, we're kind of finally about to start there after a bit of a delay. All right. So today we're going to cover a very small part of the syllabus in the non-profit section, right? Non-profits used to be way bigger, but they've basically cut it down to just this little thing called a receipts and payments account, right? Basically, it's their version of what we call a cash account or a bank account. It's just a different name. Now, as you can see here, I put the little T account thing here. On the debit side, you have receipts or inflows, which is what we know is supposed to go there, right? On the credit side, you have payments or outflows, which is, again, we know supposed to go there. Because, again, the receipts and payments account keeps track of all the money coming into and going out of the business. Money being either cash in hand or cash at bank, both of which are classified as what? Assets. And what are your double entry rules regarding assets? Assets increase with debits and they decrease with credits. So increases or inflows are on the debit side and decreases or outflows on the credit side. Now what they did here was they gave you the whole thing done already, right? Let me just, ow! Yeah, because this is wow. Right, so yeah, so what I want to do is I want to use this first one to kind of talk you through some of the items, right? Okay, so the balance is kind of self-explanatory. Let me zoom in a little bit more, right? So balance is self-explanatory, right? Now it's possible, so again, this is basically a bank account with another name. As we know, bank is classified as an asset. Oh, hold on, this is Mandy. Hey, good afternoon, Mandy. How are you doing? Good to have you on. Let's double check. So I have 9, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh, I didn't put my other is here. Right. So I have 15 of y'all. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Right, 7 and yeah, no problem. Mandeep is cool. Technically, I now starting the first question because we were discussing like timetabling issues for next week. Right, long story short, we have class as per usual Monday and Wednesday. And then after that, for the rest of the time up until the exams, we have at least double sessions every day, 10 to 12, 1 to 3, and possibly 4 to 6 as well. All right. None of them are mandatory, but we'll be revising topics we haven't revised in a while, and maybe 1 or 2 we haven't done yet. All right. So that's the situation. And I will try my very best not to have the costs increase past the usual amount per month. But depending on how many, if I deliver 10 sessions, I could keep it at the regular price. If you do like 12 sessions, I don't know. So there we go. Okay, so this item, so the receipts and payments account is basically a bank account by another name. As we know, bank is an asset. Assets have what kind of balances usually? Debit balances, right? So the opening balance you'll see here. Now, it's quite possible for a receipts and payments account to have an opening overdraft because it is a bank account, and bank accounts can have overdrafts. In which case, on what side would the balance be on? The credit side, because if it's an overdraft, it's a liability. It's like a negative bank balance. But of course, we don't show negative figures in T accounts, right? So if it's an asset, the negative balance would be on the credit side. Okay, rent of clubhouse. So normally we associate rent with us paying, but clearly we are renting something to somebody. We are the landlord, the property owner, whatever, right? Bar takings. Now, this topic used to be called clubs because it was, as you can see, a St. Dominic's Cricket Club. We had drama club, football club, hockey club, all fours club, chess club, okay. Long story short, it was like a recreational society that people used to join and pay a membership for. By the way, that's what subscriptions is, right? So just like how you can have subscriptions to websites or to like services online, whatever the case is, that's like a membership fee. So subscriptions was what they used to call their membership fees, right? You could also sometimes see membership fees, but the term that was normally used was subscriptions, right? And we used to have to do a T account for that, which is basically a revenue account, which people used to never understand. But I used to sort it out, right? Now, bar taking. So at these places, you normally have like a cafeteria, a canteen, a bar, whatever the case is. And this particular part of the operation would sell snacks, drinks, whatever, and earn money, right? Takings is another word for sales. It's literally the money you take in from making your sales, right? I remember the first time we saw that when I was in Form 6, and nobody in the class knew what takings was. So we all actually like, sales. Like, oh, really? Yeah. So, sorry, my mom calling me. My mom? Fell asleep. I know that. So, it raining. I can't walk him. Yeah. It's very light here, but I can't carry him now anyway. So you got it. No, that's okay. Yeah. Yeah. You will want to fall asleep at some point. Anyhow, what are we gonna do? Okay, cool. Yeah. So my son just fell asleep for his daily nap. So let's see how that works out. Anyhow, right. So bar takings is an inflow. It's basically the money the bar earns from selling its drinks and snacks. Subscriptions, once again, is a membership fee. And we used to have to do the T account, but the syllabus, as a matter of fact, I want to be very specific and transparent. Although, where did it go? Ah, right. Because the syllabus used to frustrate me. Every time I open it, something else changed. I very much grew to dislike it. Manufacturing. Okay, right, here we go. I'm obviously going to zoom in, right? Right. So accounting for limited liability companies, cooperatives, and nonprofits, right? Definitely features, principles of blah, 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 types of limited companies, blah, 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 advantages, so basically POB, right? Raising capital, shareholders' equity, types of shares, journal entries, dividends, appropriation. Actually, I did that today with the crash course people. Right. Now, quite down here, prepare receipts and payments account for non-profit organizations. Preparation of receipts and payments accounts only, right? And then nothing else until the next section, right? So yeah, long story short, all you have to know for the usual non-profit organizations is how to do the receipts and payments account, okay? Now, of course, it would require being familiar with some of the items that would come with the non-profit territory, like subscriptions and takings, right? Now, on the payment side, wages to bar attendant, wages to groundsmen, utilities, payments to creditors, purchase of new lawnmower. So basically things you would see in a bank account, all right? Right. Okay, cool. So let's push that to the top. And I need to open the file that I will be using to do the solution. Hold on, just now. I can open that. No, I can't. I had to do that after. don't understand. Where am I? Oh wow. Okay, cool. Yeah. So what I did here is I basically prepped the item. All right. Let's push that down. Back here. This here. Okay, cool. All right. So all I'm gonna do, I'm just gonna repopulate this, right? But what I want you guys to do is I want you all, so you all should have a printout at least. Well, you don't worry because the ink kind of run out, so the printout's bad, right? So what I'd like you guys to do is to balance off the account, right? So all you're doing is you're gonna add up the stuff on this side, the debit entries, add up the credit entries, find the difference, and it should be a balance carried down from the credit side, right? So balance at start, rent of clubhouse, bar taken, subscriptions, wages to bartender, to groundsmen, utilities, payments to creditors, purchase of new lawnmower, right? So that should be visible enough. Okay, so Shiloh didn't sleep in daycare today because well, they say he didn't sleep too much longer when he got there, so he was up a little before 9, right? So of course, when I picked him up, he didn't sleep in the car. He came here, he was quite playful. Mom just called and said, "You know, fall asleep at 4:45." So I kind of figured out what to do. If to bring him across during lunch break or if to leave him and let him sleep. In which case, I had to bring him across when I'm not coming home, obviously. In which case, he might wake up. So let me know if you have any thoughts now. Thanks. Right. Okay. When we add up the items here, we get 40,920. Add up the credits, we get 39,700. So therefore, we clearly need a balance carried on from this side. So how do we find that balance? We take the debit side total, subtract the credit side total, and we're good to go. Sorry. Take the debit side total, subtract the credit side total, and we have 1220, right? And you, of course, bring your balance down. So let's zoom out a little bit. Right, so let me send a couple of pics in the chat. Not the crash course, but all here. Oh, I sent that one already? Okay, cool. So I'm gonna maximize here. Right, so all this was just well, I used it to introduce the topic, right? To familiarize you with a couple of new terms like subscriptions and take-ins. Right. Okay. So those on Google Meet, if you guys are good with what's on the screen, just kindly give me a G in the chat. If you need me to re-explain anything, give me a R. If you can be specific about what you want to re-explain, that would help make it help you faster, right? All right, cool. All right, cool. Going again. Okay. All right, so we wouldn't do Moara. I think we could say Moara for next time as a Cambridge question. We're not going to do the 1999 one for sure. That one a little too old. Okay. Right, so we're taking a look at the Jan 2017 question. Right, hold on, let me just see something real quick. All right, so again, I do apologize. I can't print this out for you guys because I have no ink. So I'm gonna have to kind of split the screen here. All right, so all right, so this is the Jan 2017. Yeah. No, hold on, just now. All right. Ladies, gents, just follow me on the screen for a second, right? So this is the Jan 2017 question, right? Now it starts off at the top here. So Miracle Charity Group is a non-trading organization. What non-trading means is that they don't buy and resell goods or provide services to make a profit. Non-trading usually means non-profit, all right? Which provides temporary shelter for persons who have lost their homes. On the 1st of September 2015, the 300 members of Miracle Charity Group own the following assets and liabilities. Sorry. So question, streaming again. Yeah. Scotty, what's going on? Zara, afternoon. How often? Every day. I try. Especially come to the exam. Right. Sorry, guys. I didn't see your questions. Yeah. Okay. So what we have at the top here, this is a list of the opening assets and liabilities on 1st September 2015. Right. So we have, what's the first one there? Bank overdraft. Right. Let's actually zoom in on the top there, so we can see that a little more easily. Right. That a little clearer. Nice. Now, foodstuff inventory. Now, remember, what is this charity doing? Providing temporary home. So they clearly have some food to feed people who don't have a home, right? Furniture, right? Government grants owing to this. So a government grant is literally money the government gives the entity. So if it's owing to them as an asset, actually. If somebody owes you money, that's your asset, but their liability. Right? If you owe me money, that's your liability, but my asset. They're not lending. They promised to give them money, but haven't done so yet. So they owe them money. The government owes them money. An overdraft is where you spend too much money in your bank account and you go into a negative balance, right? Shelter building, right? So that's the building. 15 members with subscriptions in arrears. So basically members who didn't pay their fees on time and it's still owing. And then wages owing. So this case, the subscriptions in arrears is a asset for us because people owe us money. But if we owe people wages, correct. Yes, that's correct. We do owe the bank. All right. So during the year ended 31st August 2016, Miracle Charity Group recorded the following cash-based activities. Right. Let's go in here. Right. So check it. The only Wait, what happened to it? Right, the only item relevant to what we have to do, which is the receipts and payments account in the top section here, is the opening balance overdraft. Right? The other stuff, everything else are the transactions, right? Okay, so we have purchase foodstuff. So purchase, is that a receipt or a payment? If you purchase, it means you are buying something. So that from your perspective is a payment, right? On what side of the receipts and payments account would that go? Credit side. Receive full subscriptions, this much. So it says receive, so that kind of gives it away. It's a receipt. What side does it go on? The debit side. Next, received arrears. So it doesn't matter what it is you receive once you receive it. So on what side would that go? If you want the receive government grants, debit side. Purchase new furniture, credit side. This one here. So these last two, paid wages and paid for painting, that's payments, credit side. Added 10 rooms to building. So that one initially had kind of confused me. Debit side, correct. It is, right? Basically what it's saying here is you paid to add 10 more rooms to your building to house 10 extra people. Right. Okay, cool. So the opening balance, sorry, is an overdraft. On what side of the account will that be put? Debit or credit? Credit side. So what I want you to do, please and thanks, is head up Miracle Charity Group Receipts and Payments account for the year ended 31st August 2016. Put your opening balance on the credit side and then put the transactions on the appropriate side. Right? Now, yes, please balance it off. But just remember, even if you do balance it off, you'll get most of your marks. Right? Because you get a mark for every item you have there that is correct. The balancing off is simply... Yeah, so name of the entity, Miracle Charity Group, name of the account, right? Receipts and payments account, and then for the year ended 31st August 2016. Right? So your opening balance goes on the credit side because it's an overdraft, and an overdraft is a liability, and liabilities have credit balances. Yeah, YouTube, sorry guys, I didn't see the comments. And corporal will see you. So the question, when you streaming again? I stream today until 6 for PoA, and then I have a half an hour break until 6:30 when I do maths till 8:30. Shona, this is a Jan 2017 question. Jan 2017, Shona. Right. Scotty, good afternoon. Half remember. Okay, so usually Mondays and Wednesdays, 4 to 6, and then 6:30 to 8:30. And Saturday mornings I have a keep accounting class. But I actually have that class tomorrow and Friday, 4 to 6. As I mentioned, I had to tell them that. Sorry, Jordan, which year was the previous question? The very first one was the Jan 2009. Yuri. So what are the other names for the receipts and payments account again? It doesn't really have any other names, but what it is basically, it's a cash account or a cash book or a bank account for a non-profit organization. Right? Because it's non-profit, we change some of the terminology. So for example, like if we still used to do their version of an income statement, which is called an income and expenditure account, right? The item that we normally would call profit is called surplus of income over expenditure. If it was a loss, it would be excessive expenditure over income, right? But basically the receipts and payments account is a cash account or a bank account, kind of combined into one without the two columns, each item. Define what arrears means in class. Okay, anything in arrears means it's unpaid, right? So we could have expenses in arrears. Basically, it's something that's accrued, right? So arrears and accrued and owing all mean the same thing, right? So if we have an accrued item of expenditure, let's say for example utilities, you could see utilities in arrears. It could be wages in arrears, electricity in arrears, right? They all mean owing or outstanding, right? Or not yet paid. If there's revenue in arrears, it means that we were supposed to receive money but didn't. So we earned the money but didn't get it. So in that case, from our perspective, it's an asset. But usually, once something is in arrears from our perspective and it's an expense, it's a liability. All right. So I hope that helps. So thanks for asking that question. Are we going there, guys? Getting through? Oh yeah, no problem. That's going. That's perfect. That's happy to help. I guess in about a minute I'll start the solution. All right, cool. Scotty. Uh-huh. Good things, I hope. Oh, okay, for PoA. Oh, okay, what is it? Uh-huh.
She said yesterday the only reason she went was because and then like a lot of other people like yeah, that's fine, that's cool. Like she's bringing my grade up from
That's good. I'm glad to hear that. No, it's promotion. You have to promote your business because basically nobody knows your line, and you have to show them good things otherwise. All right, guys. So yeah, that's enough time. So this is 2017. All right. So first things first, let's put in the overdraft balance, right? So the overdraft balance will go on the credit side. Go here. Yeah. Why is that there then? I don't understand. Oh, okay, right. So let's. Yeah, 216 is too much. Okay, cool. Right. So let's start with the overdraft balance 13.4. That goes on the credit side. Yeah. Something wrong with this file. Right. So balance brought down. Right. You don't have to put the word overdraft because if it's on the credit side, it's understood as being an overdraft. Right. Okay. Cool. Right. Let me see if I could just fix this file on top here because we will no longer need the top information. We're just going to need this stuff. Right. Okay. Cool. So let's go down this. So purchase food stuff that goes on the credit side as a payment, right? That's going to go there. Receive full subscriptions 222,750. Well, that's already there because there's some glitch in the file, but that's okay. That's fine. Received arrears from 10 members. Again, it's a receipt. It goes on the debit side. Sorry. Okay, next. Received government grants, right? That's also a receipt. It goes on the credit side. Purchase new furniture, right? That's going to go on the credit side. Added 10 rooms to building. That's a payment. Paid wages and paid for painting of old rooms, right? So what we do now is we work out the closing balance. So how do we do that? We take the 314, 445 and minus the total on this side here. Again. This minus, all right, 493, 449, 380. All right, cool. Bring a balance now. Okay, ladies and gentlemen in class, did we get that? Google Meet, if you guys are good with that, just kindly give me a quick Genie chat, please. Right. Hello, Tuesday and Thursday this week. We will keep the content crash course as next week, Tuesday and Wednesday. Tuesday is 10 o'clock to 8 o'clock, and Wednesday is 10 o'clock to 3 o'clock. Right. Jan 2017. Let's see if we get 3 more done. Yeah, that should be fine. Okay, cool. Yeah, that's always nice. All right, my head blocking some stuff. Okay, let's come out a little. I think 180 should be sufficient, right? Cool. All right, so guys, on your screen is the May 2019 question, right? Evergreen Golf Club. Yeah, no problem. Just give me 1 sec. Okay. Right, so the Evergreen Golf Club offers life membership at an annual subscription fee of $3,600 per person. The following information is available for the Evergreen Golf Club for the year ended 31st March 2018. Cash balance, 1st April 2017, $1,750. Right, so unless they say explicitly that it's an overdraft, then it's a regular balance. On what side of the receipts and payments account will we therefore put it? On the debit side, very good. Right, admin expenses, those are payments. It goes on the credit side. Let's come back to the third item. Social evening costs. Costs implies payments, credit side. Ground maintenance. Is maintenance something you pay for? Yeah. Staff costs. Again, costs, right? Let's come back to the next item. Bar takings. Takings is a sale, that's a receipt, right? So, with the exception of the 2 things that we skipped out, we only have 1 receipt so far, right? And then bar costs, of course, is a cost. That's going to go on the credit side, right? Okay, let's talk about this item here. The club has a total of 120 members. 10 of them each had 600 outstanding in subscription fees at the end of the year. The remaining members were all fully paid up. So let's unpack that. How many members does the club have? 120. How many didn't fully pay? Right. If 10 members didn't fully pay and you have 120 in total, how many did pay in full? 110. If you go to the top right-hand side, it says the annual membership is 3,600. So how many people paid the full 3,600? 110. How many people didn't pay the full 3,600? 10. How much did they short pay by? 600. So if you were supposed to pay 3,600 and you're still owing 6, how much you actually paid? How much? 3,000. So you have 110 people paying 3,600 and 10 people paying 3,000. So you have to multiply and then add those products together. Right? So maths in your PoA F5, right? Next, for the annual social evening, 800 tickets were sold at a price of $250. However, payment has not yet been received for 30 tickets. Okay, so how many tickets were sold? 800. Did you receive payment for all? No. How many did you not yet receive payment for? So how many did you receive payment for? 770. And how much is the cost of each ticket? So how do you work out how much money you received in total so far? Yeah, 770 by 250 or 250 by 770. So you have 1, 2, 3 receipts plus the opening balance. Everything else is on the credit side. Okay, take a swing. I'll check in a few minutes, of course, if you have any questions. Yeah. Oh. Do you what? Yeah. Yeah. Oh, give us a couple minutes again, and we'll jump in and see what's going on here. Cafe? I remember.
Yeah, it's like 10 or 12. Yeah, no, actually, it's it. Actually, it's it. I've been trying to give that to everyone. No, I actually didn't put anything.
That could just be psychological. Very well. You could try this if you want. Right.
Yeah, it was on salt. It was actually
Oh, I don't know what the hell going on. I don't know what the whole class. Things bad in the camp. Oh yes, that was a good crack. Oh, Chris, what vibes? Yo. Mhm. By 110. Because 10 members. No, you can do it. You can do it a different way. You could do 3,600 by 120. But then, if 10 people still owe in 600, you have to minus that from that figure. Out of the 120 people, 10 people didn't pay the whole thing. So it means 110 did. So you have 110 by 3,600. Cool. But you also have 10 people who short pay by 600, which means instead of paying 3,600, they paid 3,000. So 10 by 3,000 is 30,000. So you add that to the previous figure. Next week. Yeah. Oh yeah, you came a little late. So long story short. So this is so on. We here today, 23rd, right? Next week, Monday and Wednesday, we'll hit bank recs, either bank recs or error correction, right? Whichever one we hit there, if we hit bank recs first, we hit error correction next, or vice versa, right? Then we're doing stock valuation probably on Friday. Saturday would be. Pedro, what are you doing again? Doing bank recs Monday and Wednesday, error correction here, stock valuation here. But no, we have budgets to do. Right, sorry, we have budgets, yeah. Yeah, and payroll. Right?
No, that's right.
No, the purpose is all year. The crash course finishing Friday. Right? I was also gonna invite them to join because I wouldn't have covered those topics with them. But everybody there online, right? And then the day before the exam, we just have a couple of, well, we have Alasura and then there's it, right? But what I was telling them is that the 4 o'clock sessions are also available, but I don't want to overdo it because 4 double sessions in a row. Plus, this day, most people have 2 exams, 2 paper 2s, and then to come and do 4 as a class before that could be tough, right? So I don't want to pre-exhaust you here, but I'll make it available if anybody wants. Yeah, so long story short, yeah, that's the plan. So bank recs, budgets, errors, stock valuation, payroll. Yeah. Okay. All right, guys, I want to starting this question. This one, 19. Okay, am I blocking? I am blocking, so let me go out a little bit. 200, 180, right. Okay, let me start here. So, you know what? Maybe we could pull this up because we're not bound to see multiple things on the top here, right? All right. So the opening cash balance is how much? 750. And that's on what side? Debit side, right? Debit side, right. Cash balance at full circle, right. Next, admin expenses. So expenses means payments, means the credit side. Next, we have annual social evening. Okay, right. 800 tickets were sold at 250. So you might think, okay, 800 by 250. But 30 the payment for 30 of the tickets has not yet been received. So out of the 800 tickets, you only receive payment for 770. So you multiply 770 by 250 and get 192,500, right? So again, that's 770 by 250. 770 being, right, the 800 minus the 30. Cool? All right. Next. Social evening costs. So again, costs, payment on the credit side. Next item, ground maintenance, again, as a payment. Staff costs is a cost, is a payment. Lovely. Right. The club has a total of 120 members. 10 of them each had 600 outstanding in subscription. Okay, hold on. You have 120 members. 10 of them didn't pay the whole fee. The whole fee is 3,600. And it says here, 10 of them each had 600 outstanding, right? So 120 minus 10 means 110 people pay the full amount of 3,600. So if you multiply those two together, you get 39,600. On top of that, the 10 people short pay by 600. If the amount due was 3,600, it means that they actually paid 3,000. So if you multiply those two things together, you get 30,000. And when you add 30,000 and 396, you're going to get 426. Right? See, 120 by that. Or the way I was telling you, Nyla, you could do 120 by the full 3,600 and then minus 10 people who show up by 6. Right? So you have different ways you can work it out. Okay, next. Bar takens and bar costs. Right, so bar takens goes on the debit side, bar costs on the credit side. Cool. Right. Okay, and now all we have to do is work out the closing balance. So again, we could see we have an inflow 674, 850, outflow 188. So we clearly have money left inside there. How do we figure it out? You take the debit side total and you minus the credit side total, and you get that 486, 550. Right. Will it be? It currently is on YouTube and will be there after. Yes, 444. All right, Google Meet. If you guys are good with what's currently on the screen, can you give me a quick G in the chat? What man? You click on the draw. Nice. And here put my channel. Here comment my YouTube channel and put it on. My youth. I wanted to, well, at least here this. Say, do the balance sheet. You do so. Say the balance sheet. And there was silence. Should I tell Matt later? Them girls wouldn't even know. Wouldn't know nothing. Cool. All right, let me see. Bam, 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 bam. Cool. Cool. Where you at there? Nice. Oh, right. That's what I went to do. I went to take a picture and send it in the chart. Okay. All right. So we still have time for two more, and we have two more from the recent papers, Jan 2024 and May 2022. All right, so ladies and gents, when you screen with the May 2022 question, right? I put the balance at the top and they have the other stuff here. So when it says overdrawn, that means we have an overdraft, which means it goes on what side of the account at start? On the credit side, because overdrafts are liabilities and liabilities have credit balances. Right. Cool. So we have subscriptions. So we know subscriptions is like membership fees. That's a receipt. What side that goes on? Debit side. Refreshments bought by club members. So if the club members buy refreshments from you, that's a receipt from you for you, and that means it's on the debit side. Club staff's wages as a payment, credit side. Rental income. Income means it's an inflow, debit side. Secretarial and anything marked expenses or costs goes on the credit side. Repairs as well as a payment. Social evening ticket sales as a debit side. Right. So you have 1, 2, 3, 4 inflows. The rest are outflows. Right. And of course, the balance is an overdrawn balance or an overdraft. So that's a credit item. Okay. So guys, organize this. I'll give you like 7 to 10 minutes, and then we will go on to the last one and then call it a day. Right. So receipts and payments accounts are pretty. So will that be live on YouTube? Melise, what's specifically you're referring to with respect to being live on YouTube? Because I didn't see when the comment came in, and there's usually a bit of a delay between when the comment comes in and when I see it. Sorry, let me read that. So when you all hear me saying this, about 20 seconds passed since I actually said it. Right? So you had to kind of give me a little help out so I could answer your question. Right. What year again? This is May 2022. 444. May 2022. Oh, sorry. The name is Surrey Youth and Sports Club. Sorry about that. Thank you. Right. So you're doing the Surrey Youth and Sports Club receipts and payments account for the year ended 30th April 2022. Yeah, the video is mainly for you all, to be honest, but in case anybody else you all don't want to jump in, I'll open up to a few more people, but yeah, really and truly, those are your sessions. You all already have access. One or two people so far have expressed interest, so it's not like it's going to be overcrowded. But just in case any of the other students have friends who want to jump in for a little last hurrah, that's what's going on. Can I borrow your brain for my answers? Yeah, what my brain, trust me. Yeah, what my brain. I'll send you the wrong one. Yeah, I'm sitting and laughing there. It'll train your brain. Oh, thanks for sharing the live and for following, so I appreciate it. I tried to hit that 10,000 follower mark. Yeah. Also trying to pump out a lot more content as time goes need some help. I need to hire people, but I don't have that money to pay them. So, oh wait, Scotty, sorry. Oh, okay. But they are actually uploaded on my school.com website. Sorry, community. There's a small subscription fee of 30 US for the month. You can join, subscribe, and like unsubscribe not long after, and you can binge your content. So that way you only get charged for 1 month. But I'll just fair warning for you. I barely have any module one content there. Read module 2 and 3. 444. Do you have any notes on these to make it easy to if I have, you can check my website. What if that's a whole flat neighborhood? Yeah, 444. Check there. It should have some notes there. Okay. Okay. You guys need a few minutes again? All right, no problems. Organize. My God. All right. So I have to do this question too, right? So it's actually one I do have done. It's 2022, right? One. 722. All right. So this is Surrey Youth and Sport. Right? So Surrey Youth and Sports Club. Some payments account for the year ended 30th April 2022. Right, cool. All right. Right, so let's take out everything here. Right, so balance brought down will be on the credit side. Sorry, one sec. Oh, that isn't. Oh, okay, cool. Let's take out the extra stuff on this side. The balance brought down is 2045 on the credit side because it says overdrawn, right? So we have, oh, right. Right, so from top now. So we have subscriptions. So subscriptions is an inflow. Subscriptions as 5460. Refreshments bought 4 club members. Oh, wait, guys, I told you the wrong thing. Wait, what's going on here? Where my image gone? Yeah, sorry. I said buy, bought 4. So sorry, I told you the wrong thing. This is supposed to be on the credit side. But here what? Because I told you the wrong thing, I'll do it the way I told you all to do it, and then I'll fix the answer after, right? So we'll just assume this was bar takings. It was not, now that I've read it properly, it was not bar takings. It was supposed to be purchases. Okay, club staff's wages. Okay, cool. So wages 2200. Rental income 2420. Secretarial admin. Okay, hold on. I need to add a couple of lines here, right? Secretarial and admin 3500. Ground maintenance. 560. Social evening costs 4380. Oh, right. Clubhouse repairs 8400, and then social evening ticket sales. Okay, so interestingly enough, we actually have a larger total on the, the debit side than the credit side. So even though we started with an overdraft, and even if we put this on the correct side, even if we put this here as 980, we'll still have a balance being carried down from the credit side and brought down the debit side. So how do we work that out? So balance carried down is equal to 26,740 minus the sum of, right? Right, okay, cool. Right, so based on the information I gave you, which, like I said, oops, I hid the whole file. No, my word, my God. Unhide, thanks. Right. How do I do this? Hide. Sorry, guys, I'm a little confused. I clearly. Oh, okay, there you go. I know. Yeah, I know it's something. Yeah, sorry, what was I saying? Yeah, okay, yeah, so based on the incorrect item I told you to put there, right? The balance will be 565. But what I'll do is I'll put on the correct side, right? So purchases 980. Right, so we're gonna take that out. We'll just put a placeholder there. Okay, so we're not gonna have time to do the Jan 2024 one, but I'll send you guys a pic. We're watching the money coming out. Yeah, I think. I'm not sure what we're talking about, but yeah. Okay. All right, Google Meet. If you guys are good, what's on your screen? Okay, just can give me a G. I know I said the 98, so it was the 56, 55 was the old one, right? Right. Kyan. Yeah, thanks very much. I appreciate that. So when are you doing May, June 20? I did it already, Keisha. I have the solutions up. Wait, no, I have the PDF. I have to put it up. Or for the, yeah, receipts and payments. Yeah, 444. Yeah. So in on the left, out on the right. Long story short. All right. Okay, guys. Here's what I'll do. I'll send you a pic of the Jan 2024 question. Okay, so basically what happened in this one was that they put some stuff on the wrong side. So all you had to do was just kind of redraft it, put stuff on the correct side, and you were good to go. All right, so I'll send that in. Live session tomorrow, Tuesday. Nah, boy, I don't have a session tomorrow. This is Jan 2024, 444. Right, Simba United Sports Club was formed 2 years ago. All receipts were paid into the bank and all payments made by check. So basically, your receipts and payments account is your bank account. The following is the receipts and payments account, which was prepared by the club's secretary for the year ended 31st December. The secretary has very little knowledge of accounting. Okay, so first things first, let me go to 200, right? What does this say? Bank what? And what side is this of the account? The debit side. Is that on the correct side? No. Insurance expense, printing and stationery expense, general expense and purchase. All those are expenses or outflows, payments. They go and they're supposed to go on the other side. Sale of old equipment, snack bar sales, subscription received, all on the wrong side. So you have 3 or 4 items per side that on the wrong side. Can you tell me all the years to do over was after receipts and payments? Okay, so I'll tell you just now. It's not all the years, but this is the ones we have so far, right? We have Jan 2009, 2017, 4. We have 2019. Hey, Zed. He Leon earlier, but I didn't see if he responded. Yeah, 444. All right, so folks, we're gonna put a pin in it for today. But how you're feeling with the receipts and payments account? Decent? All right, cool. Yeah, I'll probably do this on Friday with the crash course people. This is the easiest of it to finish off, right? Right. So just to remind you, and again, I'll send a. I don't know if it'll be a PDF, but I'll send something on WhatsApp regarding next week. So again, this is we're almost close to the end of what I call regular time. So we have no more class this week as per usual. Next week we have class Monday, Wednesday. Right now Monday's elections. I don't force, and I actually have to carry my very soon to be 6-month-old for his vaccines on Monday. I cool, sir. How you going? How you enjoying post SCA life? Yeah, so I'm not gonna have any class Monday morning or early afternoon, right? But definitely we're gonna have class as per usual here. I'm hosting the Cape Accounting crash course here. It wouldn't interfere with us, but this is the last day of April, right? Thereafter, like I said, I'm hosting you all twice a day, right up until the exam. If you want a third session on any of those days except Sunday, right? Let me know, because again, you all have English and Spanish on Monday. So obviously, I know some of you all will not be here on the weekend, certain times or whatever the case is, right? But let me know, right? But I do plan to have like fragmented classes, right? And once again, we're doing bank recs Monday, Wednesday, error correction Thursday, budgets Friday, stock valuation Saturday, payroll Sunday. And then Monday, wherever else we didn't finish off, any bits and pieces, that's what we're doing. You doing good, Zed? All right. So, folks, we're locking out there for now. We'll be back in about half an hour for some maths. Anybody who not coming maths? Have a good evening. Have a good weekend. And I'll see you on Monday. Will I be live for maths? Yeah. Do some algebra today. some factorization of quadratic revision. All right, YouTube, I'll go on there later. Thanks for joining. Appreciate it. If you guys have any questions, crash course wise or otherwise, you can email me, DM me on Instagram. I'm a little busy these days, so don't go home. Yeah, you're welcome, Scotty.